All right. I think we're good here. All right. Set up the stream properly. Alright. Likely want this later, probably, if we do any mapping. You also have Ghost. Welcome to the stream. You're pretty quick on that. Even faster than me. Alright, is this it? Alright, yeah, it is. Let me check the audio. Alright, is this it? Alright, yeah, okay, audio's fine. Let's put the Discord. Yeah. Alright, that's good. What's up, bro? Do you want to see the full syntax for my coding language? Sure, man, sure. Is it on GitHub? Is it on your GitHub page? I can take a look. Alright, everything's good. Oh yeah, probably Obsidian too. Have all my notes in there. Alright, we need intermediate representation, notes. Alright. Oh yeah, let me also... Let me get this link into the Discord. Let me copy it from here. I get this link. Actually, I don't have my Discord on my phone though. Okay, I'll get it from my computer then. Alright, let's just go here. Let me put the link in here. Alright, there we go. There's a GitHub repo called doc. I did see that doc page. I saw it come up the other day. I just took a quick look into it. No Rust on there. There's only the MD file right now. Yeah, I saw that there wasn't any coding files last time I checked on there. Let's check. I saw like you started a repository here, the doc. So I checked it out. I'll give it a star too. It seems pretty interesting. Wait, so what happened with the other language that you were making? Oh, it's a CLI toolchain here. Nice. High performance systems programming language. Interesting. Custom data structure, structs and enums, yeah. I low-key need to get some enums or structs on mine. I probably won't be doing OOP for my language, but yeah. Namespaces, loops, blocks, compiler metaprogramming and macros. Interesting. Interesting. What is this going to be like? Kind of like C macros, but redesigned. Stack management, string output and comparison, metaprogram loop call. That's a pretty good start. It seems like pretty good project here. There's a lot of stuff that you can add. Course in your libraries. How come you're taking like the std for the standard library? Don't you want to make like your own name? Doc has no for loop. You have to make it yourself. Same with a lot of stuff. Is it gonna be easy to make it? Because I feel like for loops are one of the most essential things that make it so easy for programmers. I feel like you should at least add some type of loop. Oh, Rust also has std. Okay, Interesting. I didn't know that. Alright, yeah, it seems like a pretty good language. Did I start it? Yeah, I did start it. Alright, nice, I gave you a star. Alright, I probably should continue on with mine. Last time, I think we left off... I think we just finished the binary op node, we tested it out. I think we did like 2 to 5 is 3. Yeah, so it sets a virtual register 1, emits the add token that we need, and then the two values that we're operating on, which will be 5 and 3. But we haven't created our literal node, so these are just going to be 0. Once we implement our literal node, this one, then it should work properly. Then it should assign proper registers to this. So, okay, I need to like refresh. Okay, so we did the binary op node. All right, so I believe we set it up in main. Let's take a look at the class. So we have all our functions in here. We have instructions quad. Yeah, okay. All right. I think we need to do unary op node and continue on from there as we go. Implement each one. To make a for loop, just look at the ampersand allow syntax thing. What is it though? Like, this one, right? Ampersand allow syntax. Like, what exactly is it? And how is that gonna make a loop? Like, set up a macro for a loop and reuse that over and over, or? Inline compiler metaprogramming macros. So I can make a new syntax. Okay. So you're saying the programmer can make whatever syntax they want for their specific loop that they want, or whatever implementation they're putting. And the compiler will automatically know based on that. Okay, alright, so did we finish this? Yeah, we finished the binary op node, so now we need the unary op node. Alright, okay. So this is just gonna take one child node, I'm pretty sure. Just the one child node we have. We don't have two child nodes like we had in binary op node. We had two child nodes. But in this case, we only have one. Let's go back up to the unary op node. All right, so we have just the operator, and also the operand, which is our child node here. So, okay, so we want to, let me uncomment out all this. This is what we had before, but I need to comment them so I can actually run it. Yo, what's up, Max? Welcome to the stream, bro. Yeah, you can make anything. Yeah, that's what I thought, Ghost. Yeah, that's pretty interesting, though. I never thought of that. That's pretty interesting syntax. Pretty interesting design there. Alright, so the child node, we can accept the child. Alright, there's two cases we have so far, which is the not, so our exclamation, and also our minus. So, for the case of this one, okay, let's also probably, we need to do the same thing here. We need a destination register that we need to put it in. So essentially, okay. Well, we're gonna need two cases for sure. We're gonna also need this to be exclamation. exclamation mark. So these two cases, right? I'm writing a driver right now until I start streaming. Hey, that's interesting, man. What's the driver for? Alright, so minus exclamation. Alright, so what do we need? We just probably need to... Okay. So our type... We're still going to be operating on the same thing here, right? The literal value of the operand does not change. It's just the specific operator that we're working with here will change. So temperature sensor, interesting, man, interesting. Seems like a pretty good project. All right. Okay. Gotta start using Linux, man. Yeah, probably. I probably do. I will get to it, guys. Don't worry. All right. Okay. Why can't we just make the end.op.type based on that? Can't we just do... Okay. Our destination register is just going to be the destination register that we have. In the case of unary, we don't have a source 2, so we're not going to need a write register. We're just going to... That's just going to be none and set to 0. But for our source 1, our source 1 is going to be that value that we have. But... I mean, yeah, just the operator is just going to be the type that we have. Let me take a look at map operator. Okay, so what do we have so far? For the minus, we probably want to add. Okay, so we probably want to add the case here. Let's just say... Also, I probably do want to add percent. Just for modulus. We'll probably add that in too for earlier. That is a operation. And for this... Wait. I mean, I guess it would just be a rem, right? So rem, we probably want to add rem into our IR here. That's for the remainder operation that we have in risc-v. I'm pretty sure that's what is the modulus in risc-v. I have to go back and take a look though. We'll check. And we do want exclamation probably. Or do we need it though? Do we exactly need that? Because that doesn't really... I mean, I guess it would just be the negation. So it would just be not... Is that an actual instruction in risc-v though? Or do we just handle that without making that an instruction? I don't believe it is. No, it's not. There's no instruction that for not there. So, okay. So, I don't know if we actually need this here. I think maybe we just type it out in here itself without actually needing that there. And not VS Code for Helix, use Vim or NeoVim. Helix is used NeoVim. NeoVim would be NeoVim / Vim is just better. And I'm pretty sure they're pretty the same, right? Helix and NeoVim. NeoVim just allows custom configuration, whereas Helix is just built-in configs. And I'm pretty sure you can move your Helix binding to NeoVim I'm pretty sure there's like a plugin for that anyways. But I get what you mean. Just change to Linux and then change to that, yeah. Okay, I think we're not going to use a map operator here. We probably don't need to. Or do we? I mean, it doesn't fully have to. Let's just say, like, we'll just say knife for negation. I think we can. I think it's fine. It doesn't need to fully map towards that. Once we get to code gen, it can handle. So I guess we can say that if we want to. We likely still do want to check here, though. Right. We probably do want to make the operator here. We don't want someone to say like multiply 3 or something like /3, anything like that. We don't want anything to be like that. So we need, I'll probably say here, just throw runtime error. We'll just say like unknown operator. So maybe, okay, maybe we shouldn't actually check we shouldn't check this, because if we check this, if we just allow the compiler to check here and take anything from here, then it wouldn't work. So we probably need to check specifically. Yeah, we're checking just these 2 specific types and setting them. So we don't want to do like how we did up here, just allow any of the types to be taken. So let's just take this out for now. We'll take it out for now. We'll keep that in there, but let's just take this out for now. We probably want to say, set the operator. We need the name though. Let's just set it out here. And let's say the operator, if it's for minus, we'll say that it is going to be ir-op, just like how we had. I guess it'll just be, no, that's minus, right? Yeah, minus is negative. Okay. Wait, no, wait. Yeah, that's negative, okay. And this one is going to be the op is equal to ir-op. And did we add a not for that? Let's add like a not here. And let's say not. And that's what the 2 will be. Helix equals NeoVim, same keybinds, same thing, just auto LSP, which is a NeoVim using the Lua config for it. Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm pretty sure Helix is like object verb or verb object. They're the opposite way. I'm learning Helix right now. I've been learning it for a bit, trying to get used to it. And eventually I'll probably move to NeoVim, just set the binds over there. I'm taking a break on making the coding language and reading the free Rust handbook. Interesting. What's the free Rust handbook? Oh, and I'm gonna make a coding language in doc when done called Zenith. Why don't you rewrite, instead of doing that, why don't you rewrite doc in doc? Like how Rust did. I'm pretty sure like Rust rewrote their language after it was made back in Rust. I think that might be an interesting challenge. Alright, so we have the operator set up now. Now we just need to set the quad for it, right? I'll just copy this over, it's pretty much the same. So okay, this is gonna be none and 0, because there is no source 2 that we're working on. And this one is going to be job reg. But it's not going to be... Is it going to be a vreg? This is going to be a v... Yeah, I think it's going to be a vreg, yeah. It would be put in the register, yeah. Let's say it is vreg. Alright, so I think that's for that, and then we need to emit the quad after. Let's say emit quad. Alright. Doc is like C and Zenith will be like C++. Why would you want to make a language like C++ though? I mean, if you are though, just make it not subloaded. I'm not gonna lie, C++ is fine, but I don't hate it. I like it, but it's just like I start to see why people are complaining about it. Like building out this project. It's more complicated than it needs to be. It takes me like a while to actually get through things. Oh, like how C is to C. Okay, so Zenith is just like a... It's just like a upgraded version of Doc. Interesting. Alright, emit quad. Alright, I think that's it, right? So we're taking in the child node that we have for the unary op node, allocating a destination register for it. Depending on the operation type, the operator, we set that correct operator, and then we emit the quad for that specific type. Did I do it right here for the quad? Yes, it looks to be right. Quad quad.op is fine. Okay, that's fine. Well, anyways, I've got about 180 lines of code so far, but it's not done. Sounds like very little, but writing a driver is pretty involved. Yeah, sounds pretty difficult, yeah. Drivers are like 5 million lines of code. Dang. 5 million. I saw this video, someone's writing a driver from scratch for something, but it's probably a different driver than what you're doing. I don't know if, like, writing a driver in general, like, overlaps between every type of driver, and it's just, like, very... If the difference is very similar, like, very little. I've seen drivers that are 400 lines of code. Interesting. I guess depending on the complexity of what you're making. Alright, I think unary op node is done. Let's do a quick test and see. So if I write like not 5, let's see what is going on. It only emitted the one part, right? Not X, V1. It didn't do the rest. What's going on? Okay, let's see. Oh, that's why. I forgot the return type. It should be just a destination register here. Is that the only problem that I missed? Let's see. Not X. No, it seems like there's something else. But yeah, I did forget the return type, but yeah. That's fine. And at least, did it move up the value? I think before it was V0, now it's V1, I think. Let me go back and check if that... I think that might have changed it to that. Yeah, so if I write not 5, yeah. Well, no, okay. It didn't. Is it a problem in here, or is it a problem in main itself? Did we not allow that? Should I print IR? Let's look at our print IR function. Quad. Alright, so we're printing out each of our values here in succession. There are different abstractions for different subsystems. Interesting. Oh, and doc is not about user happiness, just speed. Isn't user happiness also important though? Isn't that the main reason why people hate C++ so much? Because it's very difficult to write for your average person who's getting into systems. Because it's fast. It's a fast language, but it's just people don't like it because of how it's used. Alright, so we have the quad being built. Quad destination, so we have the destination register and the child register. Source 1 is none and 0, that's right. Where am I going wrong here? I don't think I'm doing anything wrong here. Let's see. Okay, so for the binary operator, let's see if binary operator changed. That should work properly, right? This one works properly, right? V1, add, and then we have our two values that we're operating on. So this one, let's see. So if it's a virtual register, we have the value being put out. That's fine. Operator toString. Oh, is this the reason why? Yeah, this is the reason why. Yeah, this has to be the reason why. It's not recognizing the operator. Wait, no, it's not that. It's gonna be not. Yeah, there we go. Not, and also we added a couple more. We added rem. We'll say not. Well, okay. Not is not really a instruction though within risc-v, so how am I gonna handle that? I think for now it's fine. We'll just have that not there. And then we'll say, now it should hopefully work if I made sure everything's right. Not exclamation, I keep writing exclamation. It's neg one, yeah. There we go, for negation. Alright, now it should work. Right, so let's say 5. No. Okay, there we go. That works now. Yeah, so the register is there. Then we have the not operation that we said, and then operating on our literal value, which is 5, which will be in V0. We haven't wrote literal node yet. Once we write literal node, the function for that, it will be handling these literal values by itself. So that should be handled there. That's the next function coming up. Let's do another little test. Let's do the negative. So let's do -9. Alright, that is good. But why is it? Allocate vreg. It should return vreg counter +1. It should increment it, so why isn't it incrementing? It should be incrementing. Well, people do not like C++ because of all the features. They just make more and more features without seeing if it breaks stuff. With dog, it will be the same code syntax, just more and more speed. Alright, I understand. I get what you're saying. Just probably don't make the syntax too confusing. Alright, it's not incrementing the register for some reason, but it should be. That should be handled here. Returning V for the vreg, returning V, and then it should be the number. Operand val. Wait. Did I do it wrong here? think I did something wrong. Would it be the operand value? No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I don't think, right? It makes sense for this to have the operand value, but we need the number to be incremented here. So what exactly would we need here? Let's take a look. So this, I think, okay, this function is fine. It's incrementing properly. It just has to probably do with the output, I think. I think it's just the output. So we're allocating. Then we're printing each one here as we go. So in this case, it's gonna be printing. So it's printing the destination register. So the destination register itself is thinking it's V1 continuously. And for these, it's thinking it's V0. So, okay, so this is calling the operand toString function. Let's take a look. Operand toString. That's where we were earlier, okay? Not exactly sure why it's not incrementing. I mean, no, this should be right. This should be right. Because if we're taking the operand dot value, the destination register should have a value of 2 in this case for this one. I think that's fine. So what is going on? That's not incrementing it. Or does it like reset every time? It shouldn't reset though. Okay, I'm not actually sure. I think I will revisit that later. I'm not actually sure. Maybe we'll think about it later. Let's try and do the literal node now. Alright, literal nodes. Alright, so what do we need for literal nodes? I mean, we just have the value itself, right? These will be our random values that we have, like 5 plus 3. The 5 and the 3 will be literals, not x or not 2, or 2 will be a literal value. Okay. So what exactly do we need for this? It's just, let me take a look at the AST. It's just the value. We don't really need, we don't have a child node here at all. We're not accepting anything here, so it's just literally gonna take the value itself and print it, and just allocate a destination register for it. So we'll probably say, like, we probably should just grab that value. A literal can be any value. It can be, I think the 3 that I had were strings, numbers, identifiers were classified as 1, but that should be handled during parsing to distinguish them, and also floating point, like the value of the floating point type, but that's considered with number as well. Those are both numbers, it's just handled differently within the lexer and the parser. So well, within the lecture only for that one. So literal value. So I mean, I guess we could say that let me maybe write out, let me maybe get the quad and how I actually figure it out, because the quad for literal value is just going to be destination register and also child register, but we don't really have a child register. This would be an immediate value here, an immediate value. And that's just going to be the value we take, but what are we taking exactly? Just taking the value of the literal, right? So what do you want to say, like int, like int and I guess just int, maybe I'll just call it literal. Int literal, and maybe, because how do we access it though? How do we access it? How do we access, because it is a std variant. Let's take a look at std variants. Oh, I think I could rewrite your code language in Rust. Yeah, you could if you wanted to. Okay. Yeah, it's this value that we want here. Std get. So it reads the value because it can be different types. Okay, do we want to handle all the types right now though? I think for now I will just try out just doing an int. So what do we want? We want to say std get an int value, right? Likely something like that. Did I make it bottom here? Or no? I mean, it should just be an int because that's what we're allocating for the register. So what exactly? I guess we're grabbing int of what exactly? Just the value of n? Okay, so I guess it'd just be the value of, it'd just be the value of n. I mean, just its value, right? Just n dot value. I think so. I think this would be it. I think I'll just, I guess we'll say literal. We also need to allocate the destination register as well. Like we did. So say, where is it? I'll just copy this, same thing. All right, destination register. Okay, I think this should work for now, but I think we do need to change it later. We probably want to make the literal values, like do an if else check and probably check if it's an int, if it's a float, or a string. In the case of a string shouldn't be allowed to. A string shouldn't be allowed to do this though. Like we can't have like not whatever string. We can't have that. So we're not allowed to do that. So we need to probably check that properly. Are you making a type checker? Yeah, probably later on down, yeah. Thing is, I don't have a lot of types in mine. A majority of my thing is just integers, so there's probably no need for it right now. My language so far is very integer based, so there's probably not much need for it right now, but probably later down the line, probably, as I add more stuff to the language. Okay, there's no operator for literal node. Yeah, I'm aware of what the type checker is, yeah. I've looked into it. Okay, but what is the op though? What is the exact op we want? I mean, I guess this would literally just be like, this would just be our load immediate values. It would just be like this, like just adding a certain value and putting that into a register, a certain immediate value to a certain register. If you want to just make a certain value, 5, for example, load that into like a temporary register, we just make the rs1 x0, I believe, x0, and then we add the immediate. So I think that's what it closely resembles here. So maybe we should probably add another one here. Let's split this up a little bit. Let's say load immediate. Maybe it might be like this, and we'll probably say that this is load immediate. So we'll say IR up, and we'll say load immediate, something like that. This should be correct. Let's do a quick check though. Yeah, return value, sorry. Yeah, return value. Return this reg. Return this reg. Okay. Recompines output like C or C++ or bitcode? I'm not sure yet, to be honest. Okay, so what do we want to check? Let's say like 5 plus 3, like the thing we did earlier. Something is wrong. Something's wrong. Let's see. What is wrong? Alright, so we're allocating the register like we did. That's fine. F3 register. Literal value that we have is just going to take that end value and say, and just grab whatever value it is based on the type. And in this case, we're saying get an int. We didn't do int there. So quad. Oh, dude, I can't believe I'm forgetting. I gotta admit the quad. Actually add it so we can actually use it. Add it to the vector. No. Still something wrong. Let's see what the errors are. Measure operator string, not all control paths return a value. Oh, that's just I didn't add a default case. I'll add that soon. That's not a problem. That shouldn't be a problem for what we're doing right now. Something is just going wrong here. within this function that's not working. This should be working fine. Is it just a problem with this? Did I do this wrong? Potentially I maybe did this wrong. I was not using an LSP for coding, then I activated it, and holy, it's the best thing I ever did. Nice, man, nice. LSPs are what? Just like a type of editor, like to make it easier for the user to edit stuff within their certain that they're using, like NeoVim or something. Why is this not working? I'm not sure. Maybe we need to ask Claude about this. This is not something I can debug here myself. I'm not actually sure what's going on. Is that the same thing with everything? It's just probably something wrong here, though. Okay. VS Code, Vim, NeoVim, I'll use them. It is auto CMP stuff, like when he types the stuff shows up are the LSP. Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, Helix automatically has it built in. I was wondering like what that was. Yeah, Helix already has that built in. I guess that's the LSP. Okay, I'm not sure what the problem is. I mean, I'm pretty sure it has to be this line. I think I did something wrong with this line. I'm probably missing something very key here. Oh, I closed it. Okay, that's fine. I don't think I need that right now. What's wrong with using Helix though? I mean, if it's the same thing, like if it's the same thing like NeoVim and Lazy Vim, why not just continue to use Helix? Okay, I'm not actually sure. Okay, literal node. I mean, we're just taking the value that we have. It's fine. We're not exactly accepting any value. So you got the AUR breach. What is that? What happened with that? Recent stuff I've heard about is something got breached in Google. One of their repos, I think. Oh, that's, yeah, Arch user repository. I haven't heard of that one, no. That is crazy. The people that use Helix think they're the best people ever. I mean, the same can be said for people who use Rust and also people who use Zig. Anything that has to do with what people use, people will have an ego or whatever they use and try to get other people to use it. If it works, it works. If it's good, it's good. Like, when it comes to the community, always people will have like a opinion to voice. Can't really stop that. Yo, what's up, Swan? Welcome to the stream. Very common for us archers to use, completely unregulated. Yeah, no, that sucks, man. Wait, so what happened though? What happens now with that? With the breach? Like, how many people were affected? Like, what are they planning to do with that? Since it's not really that regulated, are they gonna step it up or? Flammable AI. Oh, Fable. Oh yeah, yeah, I heard of Fable. The cloud, the government regulation on that. Yeah, there's just a couple of hours. It was out for a couple of hours and then it just got taken down. I was gonna use it. I was actually gonna test it out, but I didn't even get to test it out. I didn't have a chance to. I said I was gonna test it out maybe a couple hours later because I was doing some stuff, but then it was taken down. Malicious npm package installations. Dude, I've heard so much about the npm stuff. About random packages just being breached. It's actually crazy. No worries, Swan. I've also been away from streaming. It's been a couple weeks. I felt like I was getting a bit overwhelmed with the scope of this project, so I needed to take a step back and do a bit of studying. And then it ended up being exam week, so I took another break after that too. So, but now we're back, hopefully. I'm still not the best at it, but I think we're slowly moving through it. I'm actually testing stuff out properly now before continuing on, so we're not getting that many errors, like at the end, so. I am stuck now though, I don't know what's wrong here. And I'm not getting any output when I debug it. Hey, what's up, EXO? What's the dots for, man? He's a Debian Linux, that's true. I'm actually considering like what distro should I have. I've been looking into it. I'm about to get Linux soon on my PC here. I just don't know what distro to go for. On my other PC I used Mint for a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe I can do something different now. I do have a Raspberry Pi somewhere. I can't find it. It's my dad's old one from many years ago. I just use breakpoints. I used them once, like when learning about them, but I don't know how to use them because I never used them after that. Like setting breakpoints in each point of the code, like there should be like a red dot here or something, right? Is that what breakpoints are? I just forgot how to use them properly. It's been a while. I used them in that one tutorial, but then I never used them again. It's a problem with this literal node. It was working perfectly fine before this function here. I suspect it's probably this line, but I'm not actually sure. I mean, we can try. I've never actually like properly done proper debugging on this properly. Other than the tutorial, I've never actually done it. So, I mean, just... So what exactly, like... I mean, I assume it just starts at main, right? It starts at main and starts working from here, right? Right. And what is it? Step forward is like F11, right? Step forward. I don't even know where it went just now. I don't even know what that is, alright. That's interesting, okay. Honestly, I have no idea where we are right now, so... interesting. Let's stop that. Okay, maybe I think... Okay, but I think I know why. Let's go. Alright, so now it should be... Okay, we're running the prompt. Oh, not there. Here. Okay, now I messed up again. Hold up. Is move back? How do you move back in the program? Alright, let's do it properly this time. I don't know how to move back in the program. I know F11 step forward. I don't know if you can move back. Alright, let's do it one more time. Let's do it properly. Alright, I went too far. Alright, so here. Alright, so now for the user input, it wants us to input something, right? Or no, I guess not. I'm not sure. Here it should be asking us for the user input that we want. Or no, not here. It should be asking us here. It should be asking us here. Okay, wait, so let's step forward more. So right now we're here. But then it just moves here, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. I don't know what it does here. Yeah, I don't get it. Arch is a lot of fun, but it can be a lot of work. I heard it's like one of the most ones that need a lot of work. It's not like a beginner type one. To be honest, me neither. I've been away from coding for a long time. Interesting. Just remember when your language is done, you'll have a language that you know everything about. Yeah, like a language that has like bare minimum features like variables, loops, if statements, variable assignments. That's literally it. But yeah, I guess as I build more, I'll learn more about my language. I understand all the code, like everything. I can explain every line of code. But it's very bare minimum right now, so I hope I don't start losing sight of it as I keep building. Alright. Okay, I think we've been stuck on this for 10 minutes or more, so I think it's time to whip out something. Claude, let's see. I don't like to go to Claude, but we have to for this case. I don't know what to do with this. We have an error. Not the error, it's the program is crashing entirely. Apparently when typing in input for the level. And we do 5 3. It worked with the binary opnode, the visit binary opnode. I suspect it's this line something is wrong. It is a student variant, meaning it can take a int, float, and also string. Yeah, float and string. That's the 3 parameters we have for that, the 3 types. Int, float, and a string, and then what else? I just want to test the int though. Let's see what's going on. Your language has 13 keywords. Didn't it have like 20? Or that was your old language, Ghost. Your new one has 13, the doc one. I have to do hardware driver testing on repos. Maintaining a clone driver in repos is being a bit of a pain. Oh, RPOS, it's not repos. Interesting. Speed equals less keywords. Are they connected? Speed and less keywords, are they connected? Let's see. Yeah, I had a feeling that was the issue. I wasn't familiar with how to actually use this properly. Std get int. Alright, what even is this? I don't even know what that is. Alright, okay, wait, let's just slow it down. Alright, so std get int throws a std bad variant access exception if the variant doesn't actually contain an int. Oh, wait, is it saying it's a string? It doesn't know the type of it, that's probably why. Yeah, the number, yeah, everything is a string until later, yeah, okay. Std visit, okay, I don't even know what's going on here, to be honest. I want to do kernel stuff, but I'm not that good at coding. Same here, yeah. I'm not that good at coding right now. But maybe one day we'll get into that stuff. Okay, what? Okay, so std visit. Alright. Why is the reference inside brackets? Are we taking auto double reference? Std get is a reason to why people do not like C++. I can see why. I mean, do we need to do all of this? Why can't we just... Can we not just do like an if statement and say if std get int, else if std get string, else if std get double or something like that? Like, why do we need this? That shit is not English, that's pain. Yeah, because I don't really understand this. I haven't seen these. I know std visit, but I just didn't know it would be like this. I'm not really caught up on the double reference stuff. Isn't it probably like a R value reference, I believe? I'm not exactly sure if that exactly is the case, since we're taking literal value. I don't know what std decay is. I don't know what std same is. Std get reference return? I didn't have it up here. Reads the value of the variant given the index or type. If the type is unique. I assumed that it would just give me the value that we needed, because my literal values here, it can be either a string, a number, and the number will be split up into float and int. It can be a string, int, or a float. So far, I haven't implemented void and char and stuff like that, but that's later stuff. But yeah, might even take it out entirely. But yeah. Important words reads, that's a reference. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Essentially what I want to do is just grab the value and be able to use it. That value is going to go into our source 1 in the quad. So it can be put into a virtual register, but I don't exactly know what. That's the problem here. Holds alternative. Checks if a variant currently holds a given type. What if we use this? What if we use this? What if we check What if you use this and check whether or not it's an int or a string or whatever it is, right? All right, the real fixed long term is the lecture's number function. Instead of storing the number as a string, literal parse it and store the actual int or float value. Okay, let me go back. We have to go back to the lecture function. Hopefully that doesn't break anything, but let's see. Let me just take a look. I'm not gonna add anything yet. Let's just see. The number function was down here somewhere. Yeah, here. This is basically to handle the numbers to check if it's a digit and keep moving on. And then also for the decimal case, if our next character is a decimal, we do, and we also check if the next character beyond that is a number, then it'll be a decimal value. And we advance forward and do all the rest of the stuff there. Okay, but what? Yeah, I understand that it's a string at this current moment. Parse it and store the actual int or float values so the variant holds the right type from the start. Yeah, I plan to make my language more like C. Kind of thinking though. You could call std decay, never mind. I didn't think this would be complicated. For the literal. Yeah, that's true. C does have a bit of bad features that I've heard. Okay, let me just ask a question. There's an easier way to do this. Is there an easier way to handle this? I'll give him my potential idea. I don't even know if that's right, but like checking if it holds alternative. Alternative. Something. Yeah, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do like an if else check on these. This is what I wanted to do, yeah. So it does work then. We can do this. Okay. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to kind of do. Alright, so std holds alternative, the value int. But would this just make the same problem that we had earlier though? Wouldn't this just give us the same problem? Okay, no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't because we're converting everything back to an int anyways. Because with okay, so here, oh, not that. Here we're static casting the int. We're static casting the float back to an int at the end, and then here we're doing the string and casting that back to an int here. This is the string to an integer, right? I'm pretty sure it's the story. I'm gonna assume so. Okay. Alright, I think I can understand, so. Hold default alternative, and what exactly do we... Okay, so this is going to be the int, and then we're taking an end value. Okay. Just like how we did with the other one. If that's the case, our literal value will be... we don't need cast here, so just how we did earlier, like std get int, and that value. So we're checking first and then doing that. And then the same thing with these other cases here. I hope that's the right way. Okay. One check for float. I mean, realistically, we're not getting these values, right? Because as we know, they're all strings until later anyway, so it's not even gonna do these two. Might as well just have it though, right? Might as well just have it. So std get. Well, not std get. Okay, yeah, we do want std get, but that's gonna be on our float value here. Float and dot value, and we want the static cast. Static cast, I think the syntax was like this, and then whatever we're casting has to be in parentheses. Yeah. And also, yeah, semicolon. And we also want else. I mean, I guess that's the only case, right? So I guess we can just say else here. Or we probably just want to specify, right? Yeah, just specify just in case we get other cases later on. Okay. For now, it should not be doing that, so for now it shouldn't be doing these two cases so far. Std get. Can we not do std get with that? No, we can. What's wrong? Oh wait, it's probably because it can't be. Yeah, so let's do std story. What is, I've never used std story. What is the syntax here they show it? It's just that, okay, it's just putting it in there, okay. Okay, that's fine. Alright, this seems to be a better way then. Okay, so now it at least shouldn't throw an error, it should go all the way down here. Let's see, let's give it a shot. There's still something wrong though. Oh, and with Vim, you can make it so you do not have to type semicolon C++ or any language by making a plugin that on save puts semicolon at the end. Oh, interesting. You can do that. I'm used to writing the semicolon though, so for that. For Helix at least. For this like VS Code, I tend to forget sometimes. I have to go back and put it sometimes, but yeah, in the Helix I'm used to putting it. Okay. There's still something wrong. It's not crashing anymore though, it's not crashing this time, so it's making it to here. But it's not putting out the registers that we want. Not sure what's wrong. Yeah, you can't do it in Helix, yeah. Okay, let me comment this out. Okay, we'll say I'm gonna comment this out right now, just for now. I'll say 10.0. Let me reset. Okay, it works. It works perfectly without. We want these two values to now be in registers though. We need them to be in registers, but it's not even getting to the add. So something's going wrong here for that case. It's stopping at V1 entirely. Okay, let's send a comment out. Okay, let's see. There's a couple more tests. So 5 is putting into the P1. I mean, that's right. This should be right. V1, it's putting into V1, but I think it's confusing. It's confusing it though. It's confusing it. It's thinking that this in general is just a literal node. So when we type in like 5 plus 2 plus 3, it just stops after the 5, I think. And it doesn't move on. That's probably the issue. Let me see. So we have something like, yeah, so stopping after the issue. So I mean, what issue could it be? What issue? So how do we get it to just move on to the binary up and then, I mean, it does that regularly with the parser, but it's getting confused here. So what do we need to put? Does it do the same if we do like, well, no, I don't have that yet. I don't have assignment yet, so. Immediate. Okay, so it's going to. It should be going to print. So okay, so when you have like 5 plus 3, so we have the value, so. And that's called the operator string. Something's probably going wrong with the operator string here. Or is it the operator to string? Yeah, I think that's probably why. That is probably why. We need a case for, yeah, that's why, I believe. We need to have the specific operation, so we'll just say load immediate. I mean, I think that's the issue. I think. Let's see. So we say like 5. All right, there we go. Dude, it's so surprising how one little thing can like. Okay, let's see if this works or not. All right, now that is perfect. That is perfect. That's what we like to see. All right. All right. Okay. There's still one issue though. These need to be the proper registers. It needs to be V3 add V1 and V2. So, we need to find why that's going wrong. Okay, let's see. Okay, that should be for the binary op node, right? So that has no problem to do with this function. This function works perfectly now. But what do we need to check? For the binary op node function, I mean, this should work fine. It accepts the left and right nodes, which are our 5 and 3 value that we have. And we also then allocate the destination register, which is our v3. It's perfectly incrementing that fine. Our left reg, which should be our v0 here, but it should be v1. Our left reg here, which we got the value, and then we got the right reg, which should be our other v0 here. It should be v2 though. Okay, what is going wrong? I don't think it's a problem with the function itself. I think it's just a problem with the output, I think. I'm not sure. And it's correctly upgrading registers. We know the registers are allocated fine. It perfectly allocated v1 and v2 correctly. Okay, it has to be the output. It has to be the output. It correctly allocated. Let me see what's going on with the output here. Okay, so we have. Let's retrace back. It's a problem with the source 1 and source 2. Source 2, not source true. Source 2, operand 2 string. Let's take a look at that function that we're calling there. And it is, yeah, quad.source1. Operand 2 string. Let's see what's going wrong. Oh, well, we're quarreling about something trivial? What are you guys quarreling about here? It's about Vim stuff, so I'm not sure I even know. Or wait. Oh no, you guys are arguing about the semicolon and stuff, okay. Okay. Operand, it was operand to string, right? Operand to string. What's going wrong here? Alright, v3 is going through. v3 is going through, add v0, okay. It properly does this vreg here, goes to add, it grabs the add, so we got our, okay. Then we want, I mean, these are just vreg too, so it's taking the value of the vreg, but it's not properly understanding where to put it. I'm probably overlooking something very small where it's making that mistake. All the operators. C++ is getting a borrow trigger? Really? That's interesting. Dude, we're accurately doing vreg, right? Vreg there. This is also a vreg, but this is immediate, yeah. These were put into virtual registers. It's right. So wait, I'm so confused. Okay, maybe we can try and see where it's going on. I don't think I can figure it out just by looking here. I'm gonna give it one more try if this debug stuff works, or else no. Hold up, we gotta close this. Let me see if I can debug properly. It's not working though. Because I want to see where we're actually going around here. So this is right, so... Let's say we move forward. Yeah, I don't know, it keeps going here for some reason. I'll figure out this debugging stuff later. How to properly debug that. Through an actual debugger. But, I think it's just something very dumb I'm overlooking here. As to why it's not properly outputting that. It'll be easier with LLVM. Yeah, but I'm not at the back end yet, so my problems right now are not because of LLVM. Well, yeah. And I guess you have a point. I wouldn't need to write out this IR if I was just using LLVM. Yeah, some people say Origin's the back end. Some people say it's like the middle end to bridge the gap between them. I see your point though. If I was doing LLVM, I wouldn't have to write out this IR. But I like the challenge, so why not? I don't want to be lazy. LLVM only one file code gen, yeah. I want to write a custom backend first before I do LLVM stuff. I will eventually like dive into LLVM to take a look at what its internals are and stuff, how to actually use it. But I want to write my own first. Maybe even do custom optimizations at some point, but that's a future thing. That's too ambitious right now. Right now we gotta figure out why I can't get this part. Okay, wait, I need to see it again. I'm actually really not sure. It should be working. Okay. Okay. So we have that. By the way, the driver that I'm writing completely untested. It works in hopes and dreams. Yeah, that was what it was for the parser for me. Completely untested until the end. Luckily, the parser is easy to write, but IR is actually much more difficult. I did have a lot of errors in the parser though, since I did wait until the end to test it, but it was easy to get that fixed. I can't say the same with the IR though. Well, as of now, I ain't been writing code, so I got no idea. What you been doing, Swan, lately? You're still in school, Swan, or been doing like some work for classes and stuff? I'm not actually sure what you do, Swan. I don't think you told me before. Hey, Swan's a Hunter x Hunter fan, bro. Nice. W, Hunter x Hunter fan. I just recently finished Hunter x Hunter like a couple months ago. Dude, it needs to like, I know the creator is writing it, the manga, he's continued the manga, but I want the anime back, bro. It ended at such a bad point. They just dropped the whole thing about the Dark Continent, and then they don't like continue on with it. That's really unfortunate. Okay, I'm probably not gonna figure this out, sadly. Alright, give me a couple more minutes. I don't want to give it to Claudia. Let me just see if I can really figure this out. Hey, Black Clover is better though, not gonna lie. It is, yeah. It's probably my top 5 to be honest, Black Clover. It's either top 5 or just like right on the edge of there, maybe 6th or 7th. It's coming back this October, Ghost. Dude, the ending for Black Clover, it was alright. I kind of have mixed feelings about it. The manga ending, I don't know if you read the manga, but the anime is going back and we're about to have a good time with that. It's been so many years, bro. I was literally a sophomore in high school when it took its hiatus, and now I'm literally a junior in college about to be. It's crazy how long. Yeah, dude, you can make it open source. Yeah, it's on my GitHub, yeah. Open source, yeah. I do need to add that license or whatever. That, like, I think it's like Apache license or MIT license. What's up, Junior? What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I've been focused more on the math and physics stuff. I kind of accidentally found some stuff that works well, so I'm doing stuff with it. Yeah, it's interesting, man. Yeah, I'm trying to get back into math too. And physics, I'm so bad at physics, but I never really studied for physics. But I'm trying to get back into math stuff. Like, Calc 2 was so fun, bro. So I'm trying to do Calc 3, maybe Diffie Q, just self-study it, because I don't have the classes for my college. For those, they're like electives, I think. So I'll probably just self-study it. Calc 3, Diffie Q, and maybe some other math concepts too. Discrete math was also so fun, I'm not gonna lie. And prob and stats. Those are probably my 3 favorite math courses. Oh, it's a GNU license? I wasn't aware of that, so. GPL license version 3 is basically connected to GNU. What does the MIT license do? I'm not actually sure. When I was making like the whole CMake and all that stuff, like for my repo, getting my repo set up, like one of the AI suggested I should do that. I had like some license. I'm not sure what. I'm pretty sure they just allow other people to use it properly, but I'm not sure exactly how to write one or what it is. Exactly. Yeah, I'll take a look at the GNU license stuff. I wasn't aware of that. I'll take a look. You can do everything with it, but there's one rule: it must be open source. Alright, gotcha. I should help you write the language. I think Rust and C++ work together. I kind of want to do this myself for now. I may like allow you to help me later though. Like once I start doing more complicated stuff. Once I start implementing more stuff. For now it's like I have very bare minimum features like loops, while statements, if statements. Just very bare minimum stuff, so I think I should do it myself for now. It's nothing really too complex, but as I get more complex, maybe I'd take help for sure. I think if I outsource a whole part of one project right now, I think I won't understand. So. But you're willing to take my project and you can clone it and do whatever you want with it. Add some Rust for error handling? Yeah, Ghost did say Rust was good for error handling. I am struggling on the error handling part for the C++ though. Yeah, we could. We can talk about it. We can talk about it. To be honest, I don't really care about error handling, so that's not really something I am too worried about outsourcing. But the main parts I do want to write myself though. But yeah, for air handling, if you can help me, I'll definitely appreciate that. Right now, all I have is like one error header file that handles like every single one. Okay. Okay, we've been stuck on this. You know, I'm gonna come back to this. Let's move on. Let's move on. I'll come back to that. Okay. What? Okay, so we just finished the literal node. What do I want to do next? I mean, I guess the identifier node, I guess we'll just go in order, unless I want to skip around. If statement, return statements, we have a lot, okay. It'll probably take 1 or 2 more streams to get this. Maybe even 3, depending on how difficult. Let's try and do identifier node. Let's try. Okay, so identifiers. Alright, so for identifiers, it's gonna be a bit different. Alright, before we continue, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's see what's going on in chat. You know, C++ has like 60 something keywords. Really? Thought it'd be more, to be honest. "67 keywords. Yo, what's up, Eslo? That's interesting. Alright, identifier node. Do I have any notes on identifier nodes? No, I don't. Oh, that's crazy. I might have gotten baited there. I keep forgetting about that. I got baited into saying that. Alright. Okay. Identifier. I mean, it's just... Let's take a look at the structure of identifiers. It's just a name. It's just a name of the variable that we have, so... Okay. So what exactly do we need? I'm gonna likely have the name, so let's say like, how would we handle the names here? Okay. Let's do a little consulting here. Okay, so for the identifier node, going to the code, how can I track of the identifier? Okay, this is where the symbol table comes in. Do you want me to make a type checker library for you? Probably not now, because I might write one myself. Depending on where I want to go. Okay, so now, yeah, okay, so we're mapping the variable names to the register numbers, okay. Okay, register for the variable, but and store the mapping name to register number in the symbol table. Symbol table and returns whatever register number is assigned to. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let me see. Okay, so it's like something like we have it into x equals 5 plus 3 or something like that. This would be corresponding to our destination register that we had from the binary op node. So which we already calculated what that destination register is. Now we just need to assign it using the symbol table. Okay, I think I understand. I think I understand that. So, okay, we probably do need to add. This is probably going to be an unordered map. Likely. Probably say like map, and we, okay, so we want the name, the variable name, which will be a string. So it's just a string, and then we want the second value to be an int, the register number, the virtual register number that we had from earlier. We need to include it here. So we can say include map. And what should we call just symbol table, I guess. Symbol table. Let's say like that. I think that's good. Okay, I need to think about how to visit identifier. Okay, so when we get to identifier, we're essentially just looking up the table like we said, right? Do you know C is wrote in B and A assembly? No, I did not know that. I can write a Rust-style error handling then if you want, you can use it. Yeah, you can show me, if you want to, you can show me how to use that. How to integrate it properly. I think I'd like that. The library will not be a type checker, it will be an error handling printer. Nice, nice. Yeah, I am kind of confused. How does he have 475 XP? He came in so late, right? I feel like Ghost is here from the beginning and he's third somehow. Ghost is here from the beginning. That's crazy. They demoted Ghost. Alright, okay. We want the name, right? So let's say it's gonna be a string, right? It's gonna be a string of the name. So let's say stood string, and let's say variable name. Just say variable name, and that will be our n.name. And I think it was also the lexim. I think no suitable user defined conversion with token just to string. The token, I think it should be the lexim, right? It should be the lexim, the name, actual name of it, the words associated with it, the lexim. So let's say lexim, I think. And now we need to search up if this exists within the table. I think we did that in the lecture. Here, yeah. We did it to distinguish between keywords and variable names, right? So we want to do that same thing here. Our variable name dot find or no, the map name. So this is keyword, so we want to say symbol table dot find and then variable name, probably. And then probably same thing here. We did that and then we made it not equal to a word. Okay, so you probably want to do equal in that case, for ours. Yeah, that's pretty unfair. Okay, let's see. Alright, so if symbol table dot find variable name, let's have it be convertible to bool. It's not though, is it? But it let's just do find, not find, single table dot, I guess it was end, right? Let me check back. Just end and then just, okay, yeah, just end. So let's still check if it goes to the whole list and sees the whole map and sees. Okay, I think that's the right check. I think if symbol table dot find variable name, and we check if it's throughout the whole table, then or no, wait, hold up. Hold up, do we need this? Wait. No, this isn't checking if, no. This is checking, this would be checking if it is in there, or it's not in there. I guess we need to check if it's not in there, we need to check if it's... We need to check if it's not in there. Then we need to add it, right? Okay. So we probably need to say... How exactly do we do that again? I guess it's just... We're just gonna return the value, right? We're setting the key's value as that, so we're gonna say table and variable name, just like that, I believe. Or, and then we want to maybe throw an error here, like usual that we usually do. What do we want to say? Error. Error in I'm just gonna say error in visit identifier node so we know something, so I just know it's here. I think that's fine, right? I think that's good. So we're getting the variable name, checking if it's not in the symbol table, adding it if it's not, and then if it is already in there, then... Or wait, hold up, wait. It's not in there, we added. It's in there. I think I'm getting really confused. Wait, let me go back here and just take a look. Let me take a look again. Set on our map, CP reference. I need to look at the .end function again. Where is it at? Oh yeah, here. Turn the iterator to the end. Okay. So I'm assuming if it gets to the end, it doesn't find anything, it's not there. That means it'll be false. I assume. Okay. To make it better, we'll probably just say this will probably be better, a better way of writing it. Have the return at the end, so yeah, that's better probably. Okay, I think that should work. I just got confused about that part, but I think we're good now. Should be the same thing anyways, but okay. I think that's good. There's no need for a register here at all, so I think that's it. Sent you a Discord message on how to use the library when done. Alright, man, I'll take a look. Take a look. Aesthetic x is equal to. We don't have an assignment though. This shouldn't work. We don't have assignment ready. I mean, what if we just write like, I don't know. We just write some variable name. Oh yeah, no, okay, something's just going wrong. It's exiting out here. Is that doing that for everything? That means something's definitely wrong though. No, everything else is fine. It's just that one. Because we don't have that in yet, so. Let's do like this. Yeah, no, that's fine. How about unary? Okay, this is one thing I need to check. Why it's not. This should be V2, not V1. Not this V0 here. Okay, I think that's something to look here. Let me add some default cases here. I think we're probably about to end the stream soon. I just want to figure this out first and then probably end the stream after. We can continue off tomorrow with our momentum that we have. Okay, default. We'll just say I'm gonna return, or yeah, we'll just say return like unknown op. Unknown operation, yeah, something like that. We have a default here, yeah, we do. We don't have a default here. Let's do. I forgot to add these cases earlier. Oh, what would I really return here though? Because that's the IR op though, so what? I guess I'll make an unknown one, I guess. That's for IR op, right? Oh. We'll just make a random one and say unknown. Probably that's better. Oh, wait. Not that, not like that. Return higher op of unknown. There we go. I can't type. I can't even spell. Wait. I totally forgot how to spell it. What? Unknown, yeah. Alright. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. There we go. Alright, that should be fine with the cases. Got that settled. I think you will like it. I might make it in C++ and I can use the error handling library in my language. Yeah, you could. Alright, gotta go, Swan. Alright, see ya, man. I appreciate you for stopping by in the stream. Hanging out here. Appreciate you, man. We're just about to end stream anyway soon as well. Okay. Identifier node. Alright, so we're taking the variable name, we're taking Okay, I think it just aborts, right? So if we write like X like that, yeah, aborts. So something's definitely wrong there. What is the problem though? If we say like consecutive 3, okay, that's fine. Okay, now we use X. No, it still doesn't work. How about we? How about we wrap this in like a? Can we do that? Like wrap this within a try catch, something like that. Something like that. Probably wrap that in here. Just like how we did that one time, we can do like. Just like we did that one time like this. Just like E. And I believe that one time we did it, where was it? In parser dot, is it P or H? Parser dot H, I believe. No, not here. There's somewhere where I did that. Yeah, like this, yeah. E dot what, yeah. The dot what to use for that. Something like that. I think, did I change that back afterwards? No, wait. Let's see if this works. I'm trying to see if the error, I can actually understand what's going on there. I think it's just did get int value. No, we figured that out already. That's already right. We made that safe to actually go through it properly without getting an error. It's something to do with this. The identifier node, I think. So let's say int x equals 3, and we say x. Yeah, I know there's an error in there. And Rust, it would tell you what is wrong? Yeah, probably would. What if we set I do want to restart this up. Yeah, I'm not really saying what's wrong. It's okay, it's not finding it in the symbol table, so it's hitting this, right? It's hitting this. I assume, right? I mean, these work perfectly fine, but It shouldn't be doing that though, right? It should be saying, when we do int x equals 3, now x should be in the symbol table. It shouldn't be hitting this error though. Right? Wait. So there. Wow, every function. Okay, how many functions do we have left? We have one. Okay, so we have maybe about 7 functions left. If every function is this much of a struggle to write, that's gonna be a problem. Oh no, I understand why. I'm such an idiot. Alright, we haven't implemented visit variable declarations. It doesn't know what it is yet. Yeah, that's why. It doesn't know what to assign properly. Yeah. Okay. We'll probably do that tomorrow. That's why. Okay, it's working. I think it's working fine. This function is working fine. That's all. I don't see why it would be wrong. We just need to implement this for it to actually work properly, I think. And I think I'm pretty much done with today's stream. It's actually a pretty successful stream. We actually have improved on. Last time we only had this one statement, but now we are able to load immediate values into registers. I just need to figure out what's wrong here and why it's not putting v1 and v2 respectively, which I will probably look into next time. But yeah. Appreciate you all for joining up. You had Junior, Bazula, Ghost, Swan, Max, Aslo, Exo, and a couple other people. Appreciate you all for watching, and we will be back tomorrow for the next stream.